Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. I'm John Branningham. We're working on our urban space poetry in celebration of the LA Fiction Anthology, which came out, it's actually coming out in early May. And you can get that on Amazon through Red Hen Books or Red Hen Press. And today we're going to be working, I'm sitting in a sort of installation outdoor piece of art by Durrell, who works very closely with light and the effects and the influences of light. And you can see that it started off looking up in the sky and has a very strange way of looking at the sky. And here the sky changes all day, and sitting here you can see it. At night the panels around the sky light up in different colors, and it's just interesting, and it's a great place to hang out. And there are all sorts of surprising art moments all over your cities. Now in Los Angeles, some of my favorite are the graffiti. And there's graffiti and there's graffiti, right? There's the graffiti, which is people tagging their area, which is interesting, and I'm always kind of fascinated by it. But there are also the Banksy sorts of graffiti. And if you know who Banksy is, he or she is an artist who puts up his or her art just sort of randomly on the street. It's absolutely amazing. If you've never seen anything by Banksy, look up Banksy on YouTube. Those people who have their buildings tagged by Banksy have their buildings go up in value by millions of dollars, right? Because it's Banksy, and he or she generally brings light to profound social problems. So there'll be all these tags through Palestine in, say, burned out places, things like that. It's a really interesting art project. Or what else can I do? Now that's street art. I can also do architectural art in Los Angeles. The first thing I think of is that restaurant in LAX it's got kind of a spider, almost UFO sort of shape to it. It's right in the middle of LAX. Or there's all sorts of great architecture in Los Angeles. It's a great city for architecture, although you have to look for it in a way you don't have to in other cities. Other cities sort of display it. In LA, you have to go find it. But I'm thinking of the recently demolished 6th Street Bridge was incredible. Then there's the Hollywood sign. Then there's this, right? So what I find most interesting about this is most people who use it, they don't know the history of this place. They're just here to have lunch or hang out between classes or whatever. And that's exactly what the artist was hoping for. This sort of extraordinary place where people could have an extraordinary moment, have this sort of piece that this place is supposed to give you, and not necessarily think about who the artist is. And I think that's great. I'd probably write about this place. And I've sat here watching people in the past, and I've had lunch here and that sort of thing. And it's great. You know what? I don't know if that'd be as active as watching I'd probably do this when my students came back from doing street art. They always would have these conversations, and they didn't know I was listening, and I listened and found it very fascinating how they approached it, what they thought about what they were doing, that kind of thing. Okay, when you're done with it, post down below. I'll see you tomorrow on 30 Days Until Then.